Chill, man. Brady B, man. I wish we could pull up some stuff.
Still not working?
Yeah, it should be now. Yeah, let's check it, man.
We live though?
I know.
Yeah, we
All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Malaki, Al-Shai. Right, so we back on another Shabbat, right? Another Sabbath service to the Spirit of Power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Al-Shai. And we breaking down recent and current events, right? Because the first lesson was watching the prophecies and getting rid of that distraction thing. So now we about to go into the prophecies in specific, okay? Seditions among men, famine, World War III, all hell breaking loose on the earth. And that's what's coming on the earth. I got one real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 24. So we got to speak to our peoples the words of prophecy. Matter of fact, start at the first verse.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1.
Right?
Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people.
So we got to speak in the ears of the Israelites, whether they hear or forbear, as it states in Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Read on.
The words of prophecy.
Hey, the words of what?
The words of prophecy.
We got to speak the words of prophecies. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 30. Right? Because the prophets, that's what they prophesy about. War, evil, and pestilence, as it states in Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. And through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, Moses saw and foretold the end times. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 30.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 30.
Right?
When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee.
It say when thou art in tribulation. So Moses knew about the end times and the tribulation and Jacob's trouble. Read on.
Even in the latter days.
Even in the what?
Even in the latter days.
So Moses knew that it was going to be tribulation in the end days. Read on.
If thou turn to the Lord thy God.
But we have to turn unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and trust in the Lord in these last days. As it states in Psalm chapter 50 and verse 15, and Psalm chapter 22 and verse 20, and Sirach chapter 51 and verse 10. Read on.
And shall be obedient unto his voice.
You got to be obedient to the voice of the Lord. Right? Not being obedient to the damn spiritual demon Satan and the so-called white man in the other nations. No, you have to be obedient to the Lord in these last days. Keeping the commandments, prayer, fasting, exhorting your brothers. Stand on fire. Read on.
For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee.
That's playing upon tables. The Lord is not going to forsake the righteous. Right? And also give me Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. So we about to go into the prophecies, man. Okay?
Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I will, it's like him. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto him, and to me, and he said unto me, see thou do it not.
Right? So John the Revelator fell down to worship the angel. Right? But the angel rebuked them and said, see that thou do it not. Right? Because the angels are what? Keep reading.
I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren.
Of thy what?
And of thy brethren.
So the angels of the Lord are also your brethren. So when you see chariots, you got to salute the brethren. All right? Read on.
And that have the testimony of Yahushua.
Have the testimony of Yahushua. What is the testimony of Yahushua? Read on.
Worship God. For the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Is the what?
It's the spirit of prophecy.
It's the spirit of prophecy, man. So we have the spirit of prophecy because we're going into the testimonies of the Lord. Right now, also give me Sirach chapter 24, verse 33. Right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 23.
33.
33, Salaki. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy.
I will do what?
I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy.
And so we point out the doctrine as prophecies, as the living waters. Read on.
And leave it to all ages forever.
And leave it unto all ages forever. So the point is, we about to go into the prophecies, the recent events. Most I willing, we're going to put up some articles, right? And we're going to go into the end times. Because we're living in the end times. Okay? Give me that. For thy end is come. Give me Jeremiah 51 and 13. Matter of fact, start at Ezekiel. Give me Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5. Then get Jeremiah 51 and 13. All right?
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 5. And it reads, Thus said the Lord Yahweh.
Thus said who?
Thus said the Lord Yahweh.
So again, these are the words of the Lord. Stop thinking we just speaking our own words. No, everything in the Bible is thus said the Lord. Read on.
In evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come.
What the Lord say?
An end is
The
come.
Lord said an end is come. Read on.
The end is come.
What?
The end is come.
Hey, the end is come. Right? Everything has a beginning and it has an ending. Right? So the world had a beginning and it's going to have an ending. Which is Esau's, it's like the end of Esau's rulership, as it states in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Okay, read on.
It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come.
It is what?
It is come.
So the end is coming, Israel. So you have to repent and get your spirit together. Now give me Jeremiah 51 and 13. So you can be protected in these perilous times to come. Right? Wait, what's coming on the earth, brother? Destruction. Famine. Death. Bloodshed. Pestilence. The sword.
And let me say this real quick. When we say these words, I don't think Jake really gets the images, which is why we always pull up the computer to project the picture so Jake can really visualize it. We're a visual people, right? We can say bloodshed, famine, and then just say, okay. No, you really have to see it. You have to imagine what these things are.
Right.
A famine isn't a light thing. That's critical. Because it's not only going to impact your neighborhood, but it's going to impact the old senior citizens that's living in that old-ass retirement home. It's going to affect their workers. It's going to affect the kids that go to school. It's going to affect the janitors, the librarians. It affects everybody. It's a damn domino effect. So it's not going to affect just you and you only, and your dog. It's going to affect everybody.
It's going to be cannibalism.
There's going to be people going to turn into cannibals.
Yeah, we're gonna get
People
into
eat
it.
cats, dogs.
Right.
A man gonna be walking down the street and another man gonna see him as a damn hot turkey.
Yeah, hey, men gonna be eating damn roaches and insects.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna be eating the maggots off the dead bodies.
Rats.
Right? Rats.
Like the Lion King.
Yeah. They're gonna be damn living in damn train tracks and sewers and all manner of folly, man.
Probably gonna be no more grass because they're gonna try to eat all of it.
It ain't gonna be no. Yeah, it's not gonna be no grass.
That's
The Lord
gonna
gonna
be
destroy
breakfast.
the vegetation,
Vegetation, man.
irrigation. Right, give me Jeremiah 51 and 13. That's how you gonna bring about a famine, by destroying the vegetation. Not gonna be no more leaves yielding fruit, right? The Lord gonna dry up the rivers, man, because it's gonna be a drought as well. Bring it up,
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 13.
right?
O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
The so-called white man. He's that whore that dwelleth upon many waters. Read on.
Abundant in treasures.
And he has an abundance of wealth. When you read Revelation, the 17th chapter, he's that scarlet-colored beast. Read on.
Thine end is come.
What the Lord say?
Thine end is come.
Thine end is come. Right? The book is about to close on you, Esau. Your time is up. Read on.
And the measure of thy covetousness.
And the measure of thy covetousness. Now give me one more. It's like Job chapter 14, verse 5.
Job chapter 14, verse 5. And it reads, seeing his days are determined,
For the so-called white man, days are determined. Read on.
the number of his months are with thee.
So the number of the days of the so-called white man is with the Lord. Read on.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So Esau has a certain boundary that he cannot pass on earth. So again, his rulership is coming to an end. The Lord is about to stop him in his tracks. Right? And he can't go over that past limit that the Lord set up for him. All right? And with that, I yield.
I got a precept going into the famine.
Okay. Cool.
Ezekiel 5, 9 to 10.
All right.
Bring that up. That's okay, son. Hey, I have some things I wanted to bring up.
Oh, it's okay, my
Well, I was gonna bring this up real quick, Salaki. Just a quick point, right? Touching on the famine, you got something called the Panama disease, right? Now that's a certain thing that pretty much destroys bananas, right? A lot of people may think, well, that's not a big thing. Like I mentioned before, you have something called the domino effect. You take one thing out of the ecosystem, out of nature, all hell can break loose. Because a lot of people may not know, but certain bats, they pollinate bananas. They do it a lot in Africa. They do it over here.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. So everything plays a crucial part in a society and its ecosystem. You take one thing out, all hell can break loose. You take the salmon out, the bears are done, right? And you take the salmon, then whatever the salmon eat, it's all hell breaking loose.
It's because it's a cycle, man.
That's right.
Right? What else what are these animals going to eat if you take out their food? Right? So it's a domino effect, like the brother said.
Bananas got the potassium.
Right.
That's why
That's it.
people are high blood
Yeah.
pressure.
I'm going to go to 2nd 15.
No, I said he can bring that up in Ezekiel, going into the famine.
Ezekiel 5 and 11.
5, 9, and 10.
Salaki.
Ezekiel chapter 5, 9, and 10.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 9.
And real quick, look up that word famine. Right? We got to give Israel the proper definition of these words.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, the laptop back on?
That's what Brother trying to hop on the laptop, bro. Shop, put up the visuals. Right now? Well, he got it in the bar. Or what?
You got to turn the projector on too.
The definition of famine: extreme scarcity of food.
What it say?
Extreme scarcity of food.
An extreme scarcity of food, man. So it's not going to be no food out here, man. The Lord said in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22, the four storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay? Right? So the days, hey, it's already kind of empty, man. You go to certain stores and grocery stores, there's nothing on the damn shelves, man.
I was in Walmart the other day. It was kind of looking desolate.
Or they say, yeah, so like, or they say one item only. This is a limited product, only get 4 of them, right?
Wow.
So,
rationalize
you get that,
your shop.
So now they saying you gotta rationalize your shopping, man.
Remote control. It's a remote right next to it.
And don't, if somebody always got a reason for why something's happening, don't be around that person. Oh no, that's only happening because X, Y, and Z. Oh, that's only happening because this is something better. No, hey, the Most High is making this happen for a reason. Don't try to comfort it and water it down by saying it's not that bad. Oh, and they just gotta, the trust. As soon as the trust come in, well, everything will be okay. No, we're not wishing for everything to be okay. And neither should you. Right? So when you see these tokens, you have to take heed to it and acknowledge that the Lord is letting this happen for a reason. So you can get your mind right, get your spirit right, so you can study and build up your family. Right? And do the work while you can. Alright?
Bring up that Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 9. So we about to go into the famine. The Spirit got us going into the famine. Right? The famine. That's why you gotta fast, man. To prepare your body.
And usually when you see when all hell break loose, before all hell break loose in these accounts in Jeremiah, Isaiah, it be famine first. It's usually famine and disease.
Yeah. Right?
Verse 9.
And Salakia, America get most of its imports from China, man.
Yeah.
So when America goes to war with China in World War III, hey man, China's gonna cut off that food supply. Right? And not only food, clothing,
My stuff is made
medicine,
No more Jordan.
right? Yeah, man, no more your damn Gucci, right? Your damn Fendi and your Louis. Right? Hey, that's coming to an end. The Lord gonna cut off all those different imports. Right? And the main import he's gonna cut off is the food supply. And that's gonna bring about a famine. Right? And we're gonna bring out the precept on Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 9.
Verse 9. And I will do indeed that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more, the like, because of all thy abominations.
Right? Because of all the abominations of the Israelites, because of the homosexuality, the adultery, the murder, the hating your brother, the damn drive-bys. Right? The Lord says he's going to bring upon these calamities on you for all your abominations. Read on.
Therefore the Father shall eat the Son in the midst of thee.
What the scripture say?
Therefore the Father shall eat the Son in the midst of
And the
thee.
scripture say the Father shall eat the Son. That also goes back to the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 55. Right? When the Romans besieged Jerusalem, led by Titus Vespasian, right, they put a trench around Israel. All right? Matter of fact, bring it up in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 55. Hold that.
What precept?
Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 9.
Alright, yeah.
Right? So they laid a trench around Israel to starve out the Israelites so we didn't have any food supply. And they starved us out. And that was a tactical war strategy done by the Romans. Bring it out.
You said 58,
Deuteronomy 28 and 55.
54, 55, sorry. Deuteronomy 28, because it's in 2 places. Deuteronomy 28 and 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children.
The flesh of his children. So they're talking about the flesh of men's children. Read on.
Whom he shall eat.
Whom he shall what?
Whom he shall eat.
Whom he shall eat. So in 70 AD, we was eating our children. Right? Also in Samaria, when you read 2 Kings chapter 6, right? They was eating their children because it was a famine in the land. Keep reading.
Because he have nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Plain upon tables. Now go back to Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 9. So the Lord said that which has been is now in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. So if these things took place in the days of old, then it's going to happen again in today's time. But it's going to be a whole lot worse, like the brother said. The Lord said it's going to be like a time never before on earth. Bring it out.
Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers.
And then it says the sons going to eat their fathers, man. So it's going to be damn cannibalism going on within these last days. Right? So that's what men going to resort to. Notice all the insects, they ate them up. All the damn leaves, they ate it up. Right? They ate up all the foods. No more rice. No more tomatoes and potatoes. Now it's man. Right? Read on. That's going to be in the menu in that day. Man. Right? You know, the man arm, right? Man leg. And it show you that. Salaki, it shows you that when that movie The Road.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, that movie The Road, man. And Mad Max. Right? So Esau shows you these things before it happens. Right? That's subliminal programming. And bring it out.
And I will execute judgment on thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
So the Lord says he's going to execute judgment upon the Israelites. And real quick, let me get 2 Ezra 6:22. You got it.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
And the sown places are going to appear unsown. Because the Lord is going to curse the vegetation. Right? It's not going to be no more tomatoes and potatoes and oranges growing. And the Lord going to do away with that, man. Right? Even now, everything is GMO. Right? You really don't have people actually growing fruits and vegetables like that no more. Right? And the earth is not really properly yielding its fruit.
There's a lot of big vegetables out here, man.
You got fake cabbage, you got fake tomatoes, a lot of GMO food,
Broccoli.
right?
And Esau worked the ground so much, he's supposed to let the ground have a Sabbath. So that's why it ain't bring upon us famine, Slaki.
That's right. Keep reading.
And the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
They say the full storehouses are going to be suddenly found empty. And they say the average storehouse has a shelf life of 3 days. All right, so after that 3 days, you're going to get caught out with it. Keep reading. Hey, people going to be fighting over food, man. Okay, that's the 2 Ezra 13, and I believe 31.
And they already do that at Black Friday.
I was just about to say, on Black Friday this year, he had that, I can't remember what nation they were, but, you know, either way, at the end of the day, it was a grown woman, she snatched something from a kid. She kind of looked at him, just snatched it. Kept moving. Yeah, see that?
Hey, them Black Friday, people be getting trampled.
Yeah.
They be getting
People die.
ran over. People die in those Black Friday
How much more for food?
storehouses. Like the brother say, how much for food? These things be over TVs and the latest electronics and the damn game system. So how much more for food that nourishes man's body?
These Babylonians go lose it, man.
I had a dream. They was tearing Walmart up, man.
Yeah. Hey, and a
Yeah,
lot,
Esau red. They was getting all naked. They was going wild. They was getting naked. Yeah.
yeah, and speaking of
It's going
dreams,
crazy, man.
so like speaking of dreams in Joel the 2nd chapter, the Lord says he's gonna bring dreams to the Israelites, man. And we're gonna see the end times. We're gonna see the visions and the prophecies. So certain brothers have dreams about the famine, World War III, all hell breaking loose, people getting put to death, martial law, persecution. Brothers have dreams about this because the Lord said we would have dreams about it. That's in Joel chapter 2, verse 28. All right? You got a precept?
God. Yeah, get the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9. Right, going into this famine, because famine is hitting, like the brother just brought out. It's a disease killing the bananas, man. Right, seeing the brother Naquam going into it, you got the truckers, man, they damn near finna go on a strike, man.
Yeah.
Right, so all hell breaking loose, man. If you ain't got people to deliver, if none of the fruit grows, right, the animals that eat those fruits will die. That's, guess what, the animals that we eat, man. Right, so bring that up.
Yeah. And it's a lot of
Lamentations 4 and verse 9.
real quick, a lot of these animals be plagued with sicknesses, man. Right, the chickens, right, damn salmonella. Right, you're not supposed to eat pig anyway, but the pig be plagued. Right, what else be plagued? The beef. Right.
You guys, you know,
What was that account you brought out? that day?
Yeah, it was something. I forgot what that was. It was the beef was damn contaminated. Man.
Yeah.
In multiple states.
You got so many recalls of certain beefs. You got E. coli going out.
Yeah, that's
You
what
got,
it was.
You know, you're not supposed to be eating shrimp either, but you know, got
Salmonella.
shrimp recalls, salmonella, cabbage, Roman lettuce. It happens every year. Because this place is defiled, man.
If you have a cancer on the meat, they just cut it off.
Yeah, I seen that video on Facebook.
A lot of these people be, a lot when people be catching cancer, dropping dead, liver failure, it's because of the foods they eating, man.
It's like that's why you gotta pray over that food, man. Because Esau got some wicked meat, man.
Yeah.
You can't just be eating and hey man, you gotta pray them that wickedness off that food, man.
You gotta go.
Right, bring that up.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9.
Right?
They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
Right, he said it's better to be slain with the sword than from hunger, man. Right, right?
For these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
Right, and want means lack, right? So you slowly die, man. You slowly decay, right, when you need food. That's what it's saying, right, Reed?
The hand of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children.
Have sodden, meaning boiled. They're boiled their own children, man. That's how hungry people gonna get. Your kid gonna start damn looking like a damn chicken, man. Gonna start looking like a piece of chicken. Right? Read on.
They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Right, so the Lord, hey man, this is during the Babylonians, man. Right, during the Babylonian siege. So how much more during World War III, where all hell breaking loose here? Because these Americans spoiled, man. So all hell is gonna break loose when that happens. Right, get 2 Ezra 16. Get 2 Ezra 16. And, right, get verse 29.
2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 29.
Right.
As in an orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives.
Right.
Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard.
You see that? So that's going into, it's going to be such a remnant of man left. Because when you read verse 27, it says, you go desire to hear the voice of another. Right, read.
Even so in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword.
You see that? Guess what? They're going to be having their machetes, pistols, rifles, searching the people's houses, man. Trying to find people to eat, women to rape, men to rape, right? They're going to be trying to find anything, man. So it's going to get crazy, man.
Real quick, they're not just going to be looting for food. They're going to be taking weapons, man. Right? They're going to be running up in these pawn shops, taking the weapons, taking the ammo, right? Taking down bats, taking knives from down Walmart, pepper spray, brass knuckles, weights, right? Hey, man, all hell going to break loose.
Right, man. God.
So like I
They
said,
forget that too. They're going to be right in the pawn shop, all that, taking all them guns, man.
2 Ezra 16 and 42, and say, he that occupied merchandise, as he that have no profit by it. He that builded, as he that have not dwelled therein.
Right, so many, you got to come out of the ways of the world. You can't set your affection on things of the earth. You can't put your spirit into things of the world. Okay, read on.
He that sowed as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. And then let me jump down to
Now keep reading on.
I'm gonna keep reading so I can. They that marry as they that shall not get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers.
All right.
Therefore they that labor in vain.
Get that part where they say the more they build, the Lord said, the more he will be angry with them.
Now it is going to continue.
Yep.
For strangers shall reap their fruits.
Hey, the scripture says strangers shall reap their fruits. So you're going to have these martial law troopers breaking down your door, taking your food. Right? Hey, Esau going to lose his damn mind in that day. Especially these damn police officers and these ex-military vets. Right? They're going to be putting people to death, man. Right? Read on.
And spoil their goods.
And so, like, it's not going to be no 911 in that day.
Forget about it.
911. I'm calling 911. Right? You can't call 911.
What do those old people have that button you kind of press life alert? Hey man, your life is over, man. It's over.
Yeah. And you know, keep reading.
Spoil their goods, overthrow their houses.
Overthrow their what?
Overthrow their houses.
So men's houses are going to be overthrown, right? On a spiritual level and also on a physical level, right? There's not going to be no more, let me hide under your bed, right? You're trying to flee from the wrath. Oh, people gonna be breaking in your house and they're not gonna knock on the door. Hey, can I come in? I'm hungry. No, man, they're gonna break down your door. They're gonna go straight to the kitchen with that M16. Keep reading.
And take their children captives.
It's saying take their children captive and throw them in FEMA camps. Read on.
For in captivity and famine shall they get children.
Right?
And you see on the road they try to take the man son.
Yeah. And that goes to show you in Jacob's trouble, man. It's not just gonna be for a day or two.
Right.
It might be, I mean, we really don't know the time frame in which it's gonna be. We can only speculate. Right? It might be for years, man. Might be a good 5 to 10 years. Maybe even 20, man. Who knows?
I'm led to believe it's gonna be years.
It is. It's not just gonna happen.
Hell.
Everything not just gonna happen in one day.
It's gonna
You gotta be
slow.
realistic.
It's gonna be it's just like these movies. They show you, man.
The Great Depression.
Right? It's gonna be just a whole year's worth of build up, and it's gonna get worse and worse. This gonna happen, and this is gonna get bad to the point to where it's 3 left in the city.
Keep reading. Yep.
It's crazy.
It's like it. And they that occupied their merchandise with robbery.
With what?
With robbery.
With robbery. That's talking about the so-called white man. He occupies his merchandise with robbery. Because that's how he got the land of America. That's how he got the riches and wealth from the Israelites, by way of robbing us in thievery. Read on.
The more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions.
The Lord said the more they deck their houses, cities, and possessions, the more they gentrify so-called black neighborhoods, build skyscrapers, raise the rent. Read on.
The more will I be angry with them.
What the Lord say?
The more I will be angry.
The Lord said the more He's going to be angry with them. And that's mighty right there, because really they do that stuff every day. They always building new infrastructure. So the Lord is angry with the wicked every day, as it states in Psalm chapter 11 and verse 6. Keep reading.
It's like it. The more will I be angry with them for their sins, said the Lord.
For their sins, saith the Lord. Now give me 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 18.
2 Ezra chapter 16, verse
Because
18.
really the whole 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, is a breakdown, right? Because it goes into all the prophecies that's going to come to pass, whether it's the famine, martial law, persecution, so on and so forth. Keep reading.
The beginning of
What
sorrows.
the Lord say?
The beginning of sorrows.
The beginning of sorrows. Now this is the prophet Ezra speaking through the Spirit, because he was shown these visions by the Heavenly Father. Keep reading.
And great mournings.
And what?
And great
And
mournings.
great mournings. What does it mean to mourn? It means to weep, to cry. That's going to be a very depressive day. Hey, in Jacob's trouble, people going to be killing themselves, taking away their life. Right? Jumping off bridges. Right? I believe they did that during the damn Titanic. They was down jumping off the boat, shooting themselves in the head.
It's going to be a lot of dead bodies.
There's going to be a lot of dead bodies in the street. Right? Thousands and thousands of dead bodies. Hey man, the scavengers going to eat good in that day. Keep reading.
The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
It said the power shall stand in fear. So your local government, they even going to be in fear, man. Your politicians, your mayors, your president, the Rothschilds going to be in fear. Right? Read on.
The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Hey, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Hey, you got to call upon the name of the Lord. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 15. You got to put your whole trust in Yahweh Shai so He can protect you and send them austere angels around you. Keep reading.
Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and
It say
anguish.
what? Famine, plague, and tribulation. Read on.
Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
As sent as scourges for amendments, meaning it's sent as judgment upon the wicked. Famines, plagues, and death. Right? Fire, brimstone. Right? In New York, in the Bronx, you had an apartment fire that killed 19 people, man. That was the judgment of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Always in Christmas, you damn be having the damn Christmas tree fall over and start a fire out of nowhere. And whole houses get burnt down and overthrown by Yahweh Shai. So how much more in Jacob's trouble when wickedness is going to be increased on the earth? Right? The Lord is going to unleash all these damn demons and spirits out here, man.
I got one quick point too.
You got it.
Verse 20 and say, "For all these things they shall not turn from their
Hey,
wickedness."
they still going to be wicked, man. They still going to rape, rob, murder, steal. Read on.
Nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Don't be always mindful of the scourges, man. I seen one movie, they still was kind of turning up in Jacob's trouble. They was down partying, freaking off, having orgies.
They was doing that to you Titanic. They was still playing violins and cello, kind of acting like it was cool, man.
Yeah. They're gonna be eating, drinking, marrying, and still getting in a marriage.
Yeah, so that's why it's gonna get worse and worse because they ain't gonna repent now.
That's right.
It's more than that.
It's more than that. It say, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth.
Meaning products. A product so good, cheap upon the earth, man. Right? I remember when the jab with the waters first hit, man. Everything was cheap, man. They was giving people stimulus checks, money. Like everything was cheap upon the
Flights
earth.
was cheap.
Yeah, flight was cheap. You know, Jake was buying flat screen TVs. You know, homes. You always seen a Jake in a new whip around that time, man.
Yeah.
See the white tags, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so victuals was so cheap upon the earth. So read on.
That they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
And they think they self to be in good case. Oh, we good, you know, we lying back, we chilling. Hey, I tell you that Amos chapter 6, verse 3, Jake put far away the evil day. Jake is still occupied in the damn All-Star weekend, right? The Olympics,
It's just a peace and safety.
right? LeBron James, sports, smoking weed, selling drugs,
Rappers.
getting in the flyest clothes. Right? If you still worried about that in 2022, your spirit not right, man. You liable to get destroyed by Yahweh Shah. Break it out.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
It's a great confusion, man. Great confusion. Look, you got to think about that. Great confusion is going to multiply on the earth. The Lord is going to unleash the damn zoos. You're going to have wild beasts out here devouring, man. They tell you that in Job, the 5th chapter. All right, the Lord going to damn unleash the Salem houses. We're going to have damn lunatics running around the street, killing people. Right, the prison house is going to get unleashed. You're going to have rapists and murderers roaming the streets, looking for women, trying to put to death men, stealing, breaking into cars, breaking into homes.
I don't know how true it was, but I seen an image, and it was a polar bear. They said, what the hell is a polar bear doing in Texas?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, what it did. See that? Hey, great confusion. Hey, the Lord said, wild beasts shall change their places. That's in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, in the 8th verse.
Wow.
And menstruous women shall bring forth. You got a lot of monsters running around, man. Jake is a monster, right? What's happening in New York? They call New York Gotham City now, man.
Damn.
It's nothing but murder and wickedness going on. Blood, thirsty Bloods and Crips with damn bandanas on, with damn guns and making rap videos and drill music. There's a lot of wickedness going on, man.
So like,
Break it up.
It was just a Jake, and he was like 15, 16 in Detroit. He killed a young Jake, you know, not too long ago, like a few weeks ago, man.
Yeah.
You should see how he was handling that gun, man. Like, it was jamming, he was still shooting, bro. That's a menstruous woman.
Menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters, right?
It's terrible.
Bring it out.
It say in verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine.
Shall what?
Shall perish of famine.
Shall perish of famine. You want to look that up, brother? The effects of famine.
I already got that.
You got it?
Yeah, you gonna get that.
Let's bring it up.
You can type in VYJUS, famine, causes, and effects.
Right? Hey, man. Jake, Salaki, it was an Edomite that got stuck on the elevator with his woman for 3 days and he ate her, man. And that was only 3 days, man.
Dang, couldn't fast.
You got a lot of strong, mighty men that fast for 3 days. And they be kind of cool about it. Right? But you got a damn Edomite, that's supposed to show you his animalistic nature. Right?
Damn.
Because in the day of Jacob's trouble, Esau gonna be damn eating Jake, man. That Hannibal Lecter spirit.
I'm led to believe the first day they're gonna be eating people.
Yeah.
Americans, they cannot go without food, man.
Video?
Yeah. Go down a little. Right there.
That's crazy. Oh, right here.
Con.
Bro.
So this
All right, scroll down a little, King.
Famines.
Now look at those heathen. Those are heathen. We don't give a damn about them. It is what it is. Now I tell you the literal definition. The literal meaning of famine is an extreme inadequacy and the scarcity of food. Famine is a phenomenon which occurs in a vast terrestrial area due to various environmental and biological reasons. Now the way this one's going to happen is going to be through biological reasons and through man-made reasons,
Yep.
all by the hands of the Heavenly Father.
And real quick, hey man, the Lord's gonna unleash different pestilence out here. It's gonna be airborne diseases, man. Right? You think you worrying about the I don't wanna say. You know what I'm saying? You
that
worried
thing.
about the thing, right? You put the damn mask on. Hey man, the Lord's gonna unleash some serious pestilences out here.
Some serious shit.
You know,
Except you might get put to death that same
Black
day.
plague.
That's
right?
right.
And black plagues. You know,
That black death spirit, black plague, man.
That's
right?
right.
I keep reading on that.
You trying to scroll down, King? Scroll down a little bit more. These are the notable famines in India. Alright, you can kind of read this part on your own. Right, it is what it is. We don't care too much about the heathen.
The Lord's
scroll
jacking
down.
up Elon.
Yeah, all praises. You scroll down, King.
Hey, the Lord be jacking up them Hamites too, man. Over there in Sudan,
A little bit more.
they be damn starving. They be having damn flies flying on their head. They don't know what's going on.
They got about 7 flies over their head. And having a feast. Effects of famine. Starvation is nothing but a biological consequence of the continuous scarcity of food. During the famine, starvation occurs on a mass scale. Various diseases occur in the human body during famine-like cholera. It is caused by bacteria, viral cholera, which leads to an increased amount of water to be released from cells that lines the intestines. Symptoms include watery diarrhea, abdominal cramps, dry mucous membranes, mouth and skin, excessive thirst, and lethargy. So your body's jammed up. If you feel like, yo, I'm sick, I don't feel too good, hey man, this is on a whole nother
Turn
level.
into a damn zombie.
Jake never felt that before. Jake never had watery diarrhea with about abdominal cramps, your mouth dry,
Yeah.
your damn ears dry,
Right.
your whole body
Dry.
dry.
Damn tongue dry. Feel like you
Yeah.
about to damn swallow your tongue, man. Right? Oh, hell gonna break loose,
You're
man.
literally dying.
You know they say
And I was gonna say, Jake, you gotta stop saying, hey, I'm starving. Look, brother, you're not starving, man. You haven't felt starving yet.
I need my midnight snack. Kind of run into the refrigerator, open the thing, get some Snickers. I need to eat. Come on, brother, relax.
That's what Jake do, man.
Relax. Got a
You
snack.
know?
Hey, my
Run and
granddad.
go grab the damn juice,
My granddad got a snack
drinking out the
drawer.
damn bottles in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Bad out
You got nothing but Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, a lot of elders, they be having the damn candies on the damn table.
I need my candy.
Candy,
I need my candy. You giving yourself over to madness, man. You don't need all that food around you all the time.
Right.
You gotta have some discipline. Alright, now I say prevention is a famine, but what does it say in 2 Ezra 16?
Yeah, bring that out again.
What does it say in
Let's
2
see what the
Ezra
Lord said, man. Not what man said.
Preventions. This is how we can prevent this.
Man, there's no
Get out
preventing
of
it.
here.
Hey, man, because you still got famines going on the earth, man.
Damn.
So how the hell can you prevent it, Esau? You have famines in damn Elam,
They literally
right? You got
can't prevent
famines in the land of Ham, right? And famines coming to America as well, man.
That's right.
That's gonna be the worst famine ever that was to be on earth.
It's gonna be disgusting. People, brother said people are literally dying. That's dying. You got it, King. Just 1 through 4.
Yeah, real quick, man, because that's all Esau push out, man, is gluttony. Right? Eat, consume, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, right? 4 for
Right.
4, Happy Pizza, Hungry Howie, Coney Island. That's all Esau push out is food, and consume, man. That's all Jake do is eat, man. Yeah. That's all Jake do is eat. Bring it out.
Sometimes Jake eat when they bored.
Yeah.
I got no notes.
Jake eat when they sad.
Yeah, sad.
What they call it?
Stress, binge eating,
Yeah, they call it. It's a name for it.
hangry,
You talking about disorder? It's called,
obsessive food disorder.
Yeah.
Just can't stop eating.
Yeah.
When you watch My 300-Pound Life, she just wake up and just kind of,
Oh, yeah.
instead of reaching for her phone, she kind of reached her phone and called McDonald's or whatever, DoorDash. Give me that. She's still halfway asleep.
And they be
Give me
wearing
that.
tons, man.
Yeah,
They be wearing tons. They be
My
on
ton
bed, right? Right.
They can't wipe
They be
themselves.
jacked up.
That's a bad life you
Can't
live,
watch
man.
that, so.
They house be damn stinking, man.
And then you kind of just sit there, ashamed, kind of shaking their head.
Hey, that's a demon,
They be
man.
crying.
Right? That's a demon.
You know, sorry for
So imagine what they gonna do in
How did
that.
you let that happen?
They gonna just sit there and rot, man.
Yeah. Hey, if Jacob Trump, what happened? They're finished. DoorDash is over. Grubhub is over. Uber Eats is finished, man. You just go to kind of well there, man.
That's a buffet for somebody.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, they
Well,
go get it.
well, you might be safe because nobody can do nothing with you. Nobody can,
Yeah.
bring it out, King.
Break it up.
Useless.
16, 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 16, chapter 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Right? Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Right? America, Europe, South America, East India. Right? Russia, go ahead.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Go ahead.
Girt up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair.
Right? You might as well mourn. You punks.
Yep.
Beware your children.
Because that's what sackcloth and that's what that represent, man. A state of mourning, right? Because in the ancient world, when we fasted, we put on sackcloth, right? So the Lord is saying, gird yourself with sackcloth because mourning is coming upon His land.
That's right.
Dark days are coming to America. Gloomy days, not days of happiness.
Right.
Right? You damn playing Bart Marley, that spirit. No, man, death and destruction is coming to the land.
And if you think you had a bad year, had a bad week, had a bad, you can have those bad days and weeks. Hey, it's gonna be a bad year, man. It's gonna be a terrible year when this happens.
Yeah, 2022. Hey, Most High willing, is going to be a horrible year.
That's
right?
why.
Not for us, of course, but it is what it is. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna be bad for the heathen.
It seemed, it seemed like ever since the thing hit, man, the whole world has changed, man. You remember 2019? Everything was kind of cool.
Smooth.
Everybody was jolly,
Smooth,
fun,
man.
it's fine and dandy. You can go places. Everything was packed. And that 2020 hit. All hell broke loose, man, and has never been the same ever since.
Crippled the American system, man.
Yeah, it crippled the economy.
It's not gonna be the same ever.
They got this damn devil in the office, man, and he making everything worse.
Hey, you a fool.
It's Alzheimer's.
I was gonna say that's a spirit.
Bring it up, King.
But that's why I say it's better going
It's
the
not
spirit of feasting, meaning mourning, than the spirit of feasting.
Say it again.
That's why I say in the scriptures it's better going to
In the house
in the house of mourning than the house house of feasting.
That's right. I got a few more.
No, it's a little bit more on this too.
Yeah.
Or unless you want me to start right there. Sorry, and your destruction is at hand.
He says
Right.
no charge.
A sword is sent upon you, who may turn it back.
Right? But they say preventions of it. This is how you can prevent it. Hey, the Lord said his sword's going to be sent upon you, and who's going to turn it back? Go ahead.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
All right.
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right, because for you to get a famine, right, you get it back. Go ahead.
May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
Right.
Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble? When it have begun to burn, may one burn again the arrow that is shot, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
See, the Most High got these angels shooting these arrows, right, which is plague, famine, destruction.
And those are the death angels.
The death angels, and we see the results of this happening to America, right? What we just read up earlier is going to happen again. Scroll up a little, King. Right, you got dysentery. Is another bacteria disease which spreads through water, stool, and food. Poor sanitation. Contaminated food and water and crowded living conditions lead to dysentery. Symptoms include blood in the stool, honorable claim, diarrhea, and fever.
Blood in the stool.
That's nasty, man.
Brothers know what that is, man.
There's blood in your, in the toilet. Another notable condition is, what's that? Anemia. There is a lot more diseases that are caused due to famines.
Spirits, man.
Apart from diseases, famines also, cause lower fertility rates, poor living conditions, fewer income options, various socio-political issues. So all hell break loose when a famine hit. It's not just, okay, there's no food in this one city. Nah, everybody's affected.
I was gonna say that's a slow and painful death because you're literally dying, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's just only a matter of time.
Yeah.
So a famine is a slow, painful death. If you die from a famine, the Lord really hates you.
God, that's why I say it's better to die from the sword than from hunger, man.
Yeah, it's better to get shot by a damn gun or thrust through
But
by a
famine, man, it's gonna be bad, man.
Yeah, that's torture.
It's coming to
I
Babylon.
want to touch on another point.
Space is dying slow. That's what.
I was going to break out 2nd Edges 15 and start at 10. Second Ezra 15 and 10.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 10.
Right?
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
The Lord's people are the Israelites. We always bring it out. Exodus 3 and 10. We lay it like a flock to the slaughter, because that's another point. Judgment is going to begin at the house of the Lord. So the Israelites, we're going to be the first ones feeling the effects of the downfall of America, because we the tail. You got these rich Edomites, they can go to their underground bunker or flee into the mountains, right, and kind of be appeased for a little while. But when it comes to us, the poor, hey man, we right in the inner cities, man. So we going to feel the effects of the famine, the pestilence. Right? Right, we're going to feel the effects of the famine, the pestilence, World War III. All hell going to break loose, man. Well, really, all the nations going to feel the effects of World War III. But nonetheless, we're going to feel the famine, the pestilence, the martial law. We're going to have to go through it, man. Now bring this out.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
We living in Egypt. This is Egypt 2.0. The Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again, which is America. All right, read on.
I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues.
The Lord said what?
And will smite Egypt with plagues.
Right, so just as ancient Egypt was plagued with the 10 plagues, modern day Egypt is also going to go through those same plagues. Read on.
As before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
And will do what?
And will destroy all the land thereof.
And the Lord is going to destroy the land thereof. Now, in ancient Egypt, he brought about a plague of darkness. Now, give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17. The Lord going to bring about a plague of darkness upon America, man. And within that darkness, it wasn't just everything went black and that's it. No, you had damn demons and spirits within that plague of darkness. Right? So the Lord going to unleash something spiritual upon the people of America. They're going to be damn hallucinating. They're going to be having visions of wickedness, getting put to death. They're going to be hearing serpents, wild beasts. Break it out, Cain. Wisdom of Solomon, start at 17 and 1.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 1. For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed.
Hey, man, the judgments of the Lord, you can't really express it and break it down. Right? We see through a dark glass. We only speaking on this, with man's understanding. Which one? Right? We only speaking about the prophecies with man's understanding. But the Lord is going to get in depth, in detail. So you can't really express the judgments of the Lord. Keep reading.
Therefore unnurtured souls have erred.
Right?
For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation,
the Egyptians thought to oppress the Israelites. Read on.
They being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness.
The prisoners of darkness. And these modern day Americans are going to be the prisoners of darkness. Read on.
And fettered with the bonds of a long night, laid their exile with the eternal providence, slacking. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
With what?
With strange apparitions.
With strange apparitions. So it wasn't just the lights went out and everybody was tripping over their foot and they was running in the doors. No, you had strange apparitions.
The conjuring.
Look up that word. Strange. So like, just look up apparition. We know what strange means.
Oh, demons, spirits, ghosts.
Apparition, a ghost or ghost-like image. Synonyms: ghost, phantom, specter, spirit, shadow, presence, vision, hallucination.
Strange.
The appearance of something remarkable or unexpected, typically an image of this type. So they were plagued with strange apparitions. The Lord brought about spirits in Egypt, man. So imagine it being dark as hell and you seeing ghosts and spirits and demons and damn Baphomet and all kind of madness, man.
Bug the hell out.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
And you starve.
For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear.
Hey, they're trying to hold the corner, right? They're trying to help me, right? Read on.
Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night.
Hey, the stars didn't make that night, bright. Read on.
Damn.
Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
Right, so they was hallucinating. Read on.
As for the illusions of art,
They
magic,
say the illusions of art magic. That's hallucinations, man. That's seeing spirits and demons. Art magic. Read on.
they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
Keep reading.
For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from the sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at.
You laughing at them, man.
All those magicians that were saying, look, we can do X, Y, and Z. Hey, now they made a license stop.
Yeah. Yeah, they not. Yeah, because you had wise men of Egypt when you read Exodus chapter 7, verse 11, right? And they cast their rods to the ground and became serpents. So you had Egyptians that were magicians on the left-handed side, man. They was doing wickedness, right? Keep reading, but they couldn't, deliver themselves from the judgments of the Lord, right? They couldn't brighten up that night. They couldn't stop themselves from having hallucinations and seeing spirits, right? So they really didn't have the power as they thought they did.
That's why I say the Lord is the king of terrors, man. You know,
Bring it up.
worthy to be laughed at, for though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by and hissing of serpents.
And imagine it's dark as hell, you kind of hear snakes.
Some kind of touch your leg.
Yeah, then a damn
wolf,
eagle,
a wolf
eagle fly by your head, man. Just imagine that.
Wolf hollering.
You hear damn, and it's gonna sound like it's right there, man.
All
Can't do
night,
nothing about
You
it.
hear damn lion.
all night,
Swinging in the air.
and it's already dark.
Yeah, it's dark. You can't see nothing.
You're blind. It was worse to being blind.
Yeah,
So you
You
can
can
feel
feel
the darkness.
You can feel the dark.
You can feel it.
keep reading on to that. Got you after this.
They died for fear.
It
Denying
said, hold up. It said they died for fear. They was having heart attacks. They was dropping dead, having strokes. Hey, what they call it? Petrified.
Yeah, kinda
That's like the
foaming.
worst level of fear. Petrified.
So scared you die.
Yep.
Damn.
Keep reading.
denying that they saw the error which could no side be avoided.
Keep reading. About a
For
sad
wickedness, condemned by their own witness, is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasted grievous things.
right? It's talking about your mind playing tricks on you, right? Because your mind can play tricks on you, man. People who deal with schizophrenia and bipolar disorders, they say they hear people, somebody whispering in their ear, taking pictures of them.
My grandmother had that.
That's paranoia.
It's increasing these last days, for sure.
Yeah, that's going to increase. Well, we basically let you know this is going to happen in America, man. These are the things that's going to take place on the spiritual level. We talking about the famine and the death and the killing. That's on the physical level. But we got to deal with what's going to happen in the spiritual realm as well.
I got a quick point. If brothers Google, in your own time, what did you just say? What's the word? The
Petrified.
Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenia.
Right. If you Google on YouTube what schizophrenics see, they kind of illustrate it and they kind of draw it out, put in some special effects, and it's kind of creepy, man.
Yeah.
And that's only a small glimpse.
Because it's demons.
Yeah, that's all it is. You hear, hey, grab that knife. Go kill your mother. Yeah, go kill your mother. You literally, they say they literally hear
And
whispering.
then you kind of go do it.
Yeah.
You go do it, man.
They say you hear this shit. You ain't nothing.
Or they take drugs to ease their pain.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the voices no more. I'm tired of hearing the voices. Right, and the damn bug out. Right? Keep reading on to that.
Damn.
Go to the part where it says sad visions appeared onto them.
It's like it. Just a quick point on schizophrenic that
Something in
the villain, the Joker, is schizophrenic, man. And in any movie or cartoon, he out his tail, man.
That guy killed himself, didn't
You gotta play
The
the
Joker is crazy.
he?
Yeah, he kept himself
He
playing
kept
the Joker because he had to kind of get in that role of being a damn maniac, man. And then the newest Joker movie, he was wilding out, man.
Yeah.
Seeing stuff that just wasn't there, man. And that's what schizophrenic is, and that's what we're reading about.
Look up where it says sad visions appeared onto them.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 15.
Bring it up.
Were partly vexed with monstrous
They
apparitions.
say monstrous operation. Monsters, man. This is what we reading about right now.
Monsters.
This is not fairy tale. This is not Disney. This is real. Bring it out.
and partly fainted, their heart failing them for a sudden fear, and not looked for it, came upon them.
Keep reading.
So savage.
So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept and shut up in a prison without iron bars.
Man, send that something good.
And that's the thing, because on this movie called This the End, that's literally what happened. Biblical prophecy. It was a big apparition, demonic demon. They had like 3 demonic heads, like serpent heads off his back. It was crazy. They had the famine going on. They had homosexuality. They had.
Bring out verse 4. Wisdom Solomon 17:4.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, verse 4.
Right?
For neither might the corner of that held them kept them from fear,
Right?
but noises of waters falling down sudden sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them
So it says, sad visions appeared unto them. Read on.
with heavy countenances.
Right? So sad visions appeared unto them, man. You might have seen their family get put to death. Right? They might have seen dead bodies.
Their great-grandparents
that icy
come back to
dead
life.
people's spirit. Right? They might have seen all that, man. Sad visions appeared unto them. So there you have it, man. That's the plague of darkness, and that's what's coming to the land of America. Right? So if you don't want to feel that, matter of fact, go to Wisdom Solomon 18:1.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18, verse 1.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light.
What the scripture say?
Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light.
See, the Israelites, we had a very great light. We had that light within our dwellings, which was the commandments and also a physical light. See that? So you want to have the light in your dwellings when these dark times come upon the earth. You want to have the commandments. You want to have angels around you. You don't want to go through those sad visions, you know, being vexed with strange apparitions. You want the Spirit of the Lord to dwell with you. You got it?
Whose voices they hearing and not seeing seeing their shapes, because they also had not suffered the same thing, they counted them happy.
They counted them what?
Them happy.
Hey, the Egyptians like, damn, why the Israelites ain't going through this? They kind of happy. They kind of smiling. They turning up. You know, they ain't been vexed with hallucinations and strange apparitions.
They gonna see that on us.
You know, they
That's
gonna see
right.
that light on us.
So,
You are the light of the world.
Or what?
I got one precept. You go to Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 19.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, verse 19. Or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts.
Right, you know, if you Google the sound of an elephant running or bear, whatever, you stampede.
A stampede.
You gonna lose your mind.
You got damn rhinos, damn. You know what a stampede is? All the animals damn running, right?
Yeah.
They show you that on
Horse
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Like that Jumanji spirit.
Yeah.
It's like just stampede. They kind of got up out of there, man.
Going crazy.
Ring it up.
Or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts,
Last month.
or a rebounding echoes.
It's a most savage wild beast.
You know, I can't do a lion voice, but you know how lions sound, man. If you hear that in your ear, you might rock yourself, man.
Close to your right ear.
They
Like,
showed that on Jumanji as well, man. They was playing the damn game and all these creatures was manifesting. You had a lion, you had some damn wild bats,
That a crazy.
you had some monkeys. Hey, I think it's some monkeys that just got unleashed, man.
Yeah. Yep. Zombie monkeys.
That's subliminal programming right there.
Damn.
Yeah,
Some monkeys just came out.
from the hollow mountains, these things made them to swoon for fear.
Try to Google the word swoon for us.
Swoon.
SWOON. They swooned for fear, man. This is a scary thing, man. Ain't no I'm tough in that day. They pass out, blackout, collapse,
I'm a real nigga.
faint.
Yeah.
See that? They blacked out from fear. All right, you got one more in verse 20 and 21.
Faint.
Verse 20.
They
For
faint.
the whole world shineth with clear light,
It's kind of crazy.
and none were hindered in their labor.
Right?
Over them only was spread in heavy night, an image of that darkness which should afterwards receive them, but yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness.
That was hallucination, man. It was all in their head, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
See that? So the Lord, He's the King of terrorists, man.
You know, the Hebrews just looking out like,
Yeah, what's going on?
it was loud that night for them.
Yeah, like, look, man, the Egyptians bugging out. What's going on? They got spirits on them.
And that show you that the things that you don't see is greater than what you do see.
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual world way greater than this.
Yeah, you got Jake talk, I only believe what I can see. Well, you a damn fool. Right? So
Yeah,
you don't
right.
physically see the wind, but you feel the presence because you know, because it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can't just have that spirit of I only believe what I see. It's an invisible world out here, man. The Lord said He created things visible and invisible. That's in Colossians chapter 1, verse 16. You know, you got damn microscopic parasites out here, like different bacteria and molds that you can't see. So what the hell you talking about? You only believe things that you see. Break it out, man.
You want to continue with this? It's done with this.
Con, I got it. Give me Wisdom of Solomon. It's like it. 2nd Edges 15:15.
Look at 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. And it reads, For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
So you got race wars, civil wars, seditions among men. That's also coming on the earth. Give me that 2nd Edges chapter 13, verse 31.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another.
Hey, the undertakers, man. One shall undertake to fight against another. Read on.
One city against another.
Hey, you gonna have cities fighting against other cities. Rather than Baltimore fighting against DC. Rather than Flint fighting against Detroit. Right? Hey, one city shall fight against another. Read on.
One place against another.
And one place against another. Read on.
One people against another.
Hey, the Edomites against the Israelites. Read on.
One realm against another.
They say one realm against another, man. So the spiritual realm gonna fight against the physical realm. Right? It's real right
It's gonna
there.
be tough right there.
Now give me Zechariah chapter 14, verse 13. You know. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 13.
The book of Zechariah chapter 13 verse 14. And it reads,
14 to 13.
14 verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them.
Right, so the Lord's gonna blow that trumpet. You'll hear that trumpet sound.
And
Right? So like in all these apocalyptic movies, right, you always hear that trumpet sound.
That's a world of worlds.
Right? Play the trumpet real quick, King. Go to trumpet. Go to YouTube. Type in that trumpet sound. We got the trumpets, man. But, you know, I want to hear that sound.
I can put it on my phone. I can put it in the mic if you want.
Yeah, do that, brother. Right? You gotta hear that trumpet sound. They say men going, hey man, they gonna drop dead for fear when they hear that
The
trumpet
chauffeur
sound.
or just like the
Should have went to
chauffeur?
YouTube, man.
No, not the not the damn.
I'm
I'm talking about the trumpet, apocalyptic trumpet, death trumpet, end time trumpet.
It's a siren.
That's what I'm talking
Talking
about.
about that Perry trumpet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Siren.
It's the
I ain't
Perry
talking about that. I ain't talking about that damn jazz trumpet.
type of siren.
Yeah, that apocalyptic siren.
Trumpet sound.
Nah, that ain't this.
That's what it's gonna sound like in the kingdom.
You gotta type of
Probably.
siren.
They did that at that tsunami though. They had like the siren.
It's that sound.
Search up that tsunami.
You gotta go on YouTube.
It's like a siren.
Oh, matter of fact, I know what to search up. Purge sound. They did it on the Purge movie. They did that siren.
They do that every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
So that's the real trumpet that's gonna sound. But every man is gonna
There
hear.
you go. That shit right there.
Probably not that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a deeper.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
man, that ain't it.
that's one.
Hey, but brothers know that sound, man.
The
Look up
Purge.
the
No,
mist beginning scene. That was it right there.
You can search the tsunami that happened in California. They had played the siren. That's the sound you're talking about.
Like you said, they played it at an actual tsunami. So they played with all hell finna break loose.
Yeah, they play when all hell
Is
finna
it
break
sound?
loose. Salakia, man.
Just search it
You
up.
might be messing up on that. Try to look this up, y'all.
California.
Oh, what's it called? California?
It's in Cali.
We gotta get that sound,
We gotta
man.
get that sound.
That ain't it for
This ain't. It's probably messing up
That's
through
big.
the laptop.
Yeah, the sign.
Yeah,
That ain't got. That ain't got.
Play it on there.
That's folly.
It's basically a silent.
It's a loud.
Silent.
It's a loud trumpet, man.
I had a dream like
You always play them all over. Yeah, that's actual. They played that for real. It's a real sound.
That's that trumpet. Hey, but it's gonna be more dreadful in that day.
yeah,
You gonna hear that trumpet, hey, man, your heart gonna drop.
They can't get it like how the Lord did.
Nah, the Lord gonna do it mightily, man.
I had a
He
dream.
gonna blow that trumpet and all hell gonna break loose, man.
Everybody gonna hear it too.
Everybody gonna hear
that
it.
from the
The
scripture.
whole earth.
Everybody's gonna hear it, man. Once that trumpet blown, the damn famine gonna hit, right? And then the pestilence gonna hit at the same time. Then all hell gonna break loose. Then they gonna be damn breaking into pawn shops and stealing guns and running around the street, bloodbaths, fighting
Just
civil
imagine
war,
everybody
race
trying to
war.
song.
That's gonna be mighty, man.
That's how the alarm was. That's how the alarm right there.
Again, go back to that. You got
That
it.
is crazy.
No, I actually had a dream. Like I was in my dream, I was in the third heaven, and it was like an even amount of angels on each side, and they was blowing the trumpets. So you could hear it throughout the whole earth. It was dark as hell here, where you couldn't see nothing. You could just feel their presence on each side. And they started blowing the trumpets hard as hell, and it's
Yeah.
like the whole earth just like trembled type shit. Like I was scared as I woke up.
It's gonna be a
sweating.
damn earthquake, man.
That's how it was.
I woke up sweating. I was like, oh shit.
Hey man. Even when the prophets seen the angels, they kind of fainted, man. Right? Daniel fainted. Right? Habakkuk, Esdras, he said, "Woe is me! Who shall deliver me in these days?" You know. So the prophets, when they seen the vision, they kind of wanted the rest in the day of trouble.
Yeah.
Right? He said, "Was you mad with the waters? What the trees do to you? You destroyed every damn thing, man."
Damn.
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah, that is crazy to hear a trumpet all at the same time, the whole world. That's gonna be scary in itself.
You can hear it throughout the whole earth.
And it's gonna be something you never heard.
I was just standing there
Big
in the middle,
crazy,
dark
dog.
and scared with even amount of angels on each side.
Hourglass dropped on my
All the same.
neighborhood
Like you
block.
couldn't do nothing, your heart just dropped.
And it had like
Shit
a
was
little
scary
clock
as
at
hell.
the time of how long all hell was about to break loose in this hourglass that dropped in the hood.
This is a dream.
In my dream. So then out of nowhere, the sky started getting darker and grayer, and then the damn chariot came out, and you heard a machine noise like, and many chariots came out of this big chariot, and you saw green lasers just literally hitting the blocks, tearing them up left and right. There was no running from it.
That's 2 Edges 13.
Yeah, and I was running slow in my dream while everything was happening fast. I was trying to see.
He Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 15.
Well, it's how to let you know you can't win. You can't
Yeah,
win.
no leaving.
Habakkuk
You
chapter
can't
3.
run away from the Lord. You can't run, you can't hide.
You gonna get that.
You know they got that saying, you can run but you can't hide. Look, you can't run from the Lord.
Yeah.
Neither can you hide. Get that in Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 15.
Yeah, with the horns off the hands. Yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 15.
Yeah.
Thou didst walk through the sea with thy horses,
Hey, what are the horses of the Lord?
the chariots.
That's not an actual horse. The Lord gonna right? Gideon up on a horse, man. No, he gonna be in them chariots.
Let Esau tell you.
Kind of swooping down.
Christianity.
That's right. Bring it out.
Through the heap of great waters. When I
And
heard
so I get great waters represents great nations, right? So America, down Russia, right? All these nations of the earth, China, Iran, they're gonna be walking through all these different nations. Read on.
When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my belly, to my bones, Lucky. And I trembled in myself, that I may rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up with the people, and he will invade them with his troops.
He will do what?
He will invade them with his troops.
He will do what?
He will invade them with his troops.
He will do what?
He will invade them with his
He
troops.
will invade them with his troops.
That's right.
That's where they get that saying from, alien invasion,
Yeah.
right? But it's really the Lord invading the
A
earth.
heavenly invasion.
That's a heavenly invasion. The Lord's invasion. You understand? But nonetheless, Habakkuk said, look, I want to rest in the day of trouble. What does it mean to rest? It means to be dead, to be asleep.
In his spirit.
Talking about a cat man.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to be here when that time comes. So that's deep right there. And Habakkuk was a righteous man of the Lord. He's a prophet. You know. So how much more than 2/3?
Hey, and to expound on that, just to have that type of feeling, that's what we have when we about to get our ass whooped by our parents when we was kids. Feel like your whole adrenaline is gone, your heart dancing on your tongue, you can't walk, feet numb.
You feel that fear in your chest, man. You kind of feel that fear.
I want to die the day that happened too. I want to see that.
I got a precept.
That's gonna be crazy.
I got a precept after you. You're walking on.
Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 14.
Bring it out.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and it hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Right, so hey, the mighty man of Esau, they got the soldiers, the troops, and they gonna be crying, man. And these so-called gangsters, these thugs, they gonna be out here crying. You gonna see who hard in those days.
Yeah, it don't matter your
Yeah,
social
another
status in that day. Whether you rich or wealthy, it's like whether you rich, whether you poor, everybody's gonna cry and weep bitterly in that day. Right, good movie to watch on that. You know, it's Titanic, man. It was kind of jumping off the Titanic, killing themselves. You had rich, wealthy, uppity Edomites on there too, man.
It's only just they said only. You know they said God Himself couldn't sing.
Yep, I seen that. I
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, that's what they said before it took off.
Yeah.
They said God Himself can't sing.
Shit, the Lord, guess what? He just made a damn. What's that? Iceberg manifest.
Yeah.
Boom, damn, smitten the ship and the damn sunk, man.
Don't feel bad. They ain't even let our people on that ship like that.
Yeah, there was no jakes. Think about it, there was no jakes on the Titanic, man.
All praises.
And that was all praise.
What it was like the 40s.
Yeah, come here, shot.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, so they, Jake wasn't allowed on that. I mean, they might have some Jake service.
That's 1911.
I don't think so.
They probably didn't though. I think it was all East.
That Jake wasn't on there then.
Let me get Jeremiah 30 though. Jeremiah 30 and 5.
Closing precept.
It said that going into that fear and dread coming upon man on the earth.
Con!
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5.
Done.
For thus said the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of
You
peace.
see that? He said it's gonna be trembling and fear in that day, right?
Ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child.
Right?
Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loins?
Right, so it's gonna be like a man damn travailing with a child, man. It's gonna be holding his stomach, man. Right, right?
As a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
You see that your face gonna be pale with fear. People gonna be petrified in that day, man. Right, right?
At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
None is like
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
At the end of the day, you're gonna be saved out of it. So just continue to trust in the Lord. Keep looking at all these recent events that's passing, man. Just stay on fire, man, because we're gonna need all the faith we can get, man. Right? We're gonna need all the faith we can get for these days.
Y'all precept them up?
Zephaniah 1 and 17.
All right, bring it out. We kind of bring it out, but we'll bring it out again. Zephaniah 1:17 through 18.
Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 17
Let's try to still keep it down.
through 18. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind
Say they're
men.
gonna walk like blind men. Right? Imagine that. They ain't, they ain't gonna know the left from their right. They ain't gonna know where to go, what to do. They're gonna try to pray to the Lord, but the Lord gonna laugh at them. That's in Proverbs, the first chapter. He said, I shall laugh at your calamity. Just imagine that. People gonna be crying. You cry, you make the ugly face. The Lord gonna be laughing at you, man.
Whip is coming down.
Snot coming out. The Lord gonna be laughing, man. Bring it up.
Bubble, man. Come on, she knows.
And I will bring. Let me get 16 though, so like I
God.
gotta get 16. A day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities.
Then we bring that out. The day of the trumpet. Right, that trumpet blowing.
And against the heights.
So like, you know how the ambulance be when they damn riding down the block. How much more the trumpet of the Lord, man? Hey man, that's gonna be crazy through the spirit of probably how about Shemiyah. It's gonna be loud, right? It might bring about a damn earthquake, man. Man, heart gonna drop. They probably falling everywhere. Bring it out.
And against the high towers, I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dung, and their flesh as the dung.
See that? Their blood gonna be poured out as dung.
He said, verse 18 too. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
When you deal with a lot of these whistleblowing Edomites, you gotta stack up on your gold, man. Right, your silver, you know. Look, that's not gonna profit you, man. Right, it's an Edomite named Dabu 7. He always into that gold spirit, man. His name Dabu 7, man. He always into the gold and the cryptocurrency and this and that. That's not gonna work, man. Right, what is gold gonna do for you when it's a famine? Break it up.
Can't eat the gold.
It say, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. He shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
And then it also said in Isaiah they're gonna cast their silver and gold to the best. You got it.
Job
Yeah,
19.
Joe what?
Job 5 and 19.
5:19, come.
The book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 19.
Right, really read that whole Job, the 5th chapter. It goes into Jacob's trouble in the kingdom of heaven.
Job chapter 5, verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yeah. In 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, the Lord going to deliver us. That's plain upon tables. In 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil happen unto you, man. So don't worry about what I'm gonna eat. Don't worry about what I'm gonna wear. Don't worry about where I'm gonna go and flee to. When the so-called white man is trying to overthrow my paths, you gotta trust in the Lord, man.
That's right.
So with that, Kwame Yasha! Kwame Yasha! Kwame Yasha! Kwame Yasha!